Buongiorno, darlings. I hope you are all having beautiful days today. I kind of updated the cafe a little bit, so I'm vibing on the floor. I'm sitting next to the grid and I'm just like so cozy. I've got my wand here. We're talking about the new moon that we have coming up in Leo. I think it's at 23 degrees. Oh my goodness, there's so much really that we can go over today and unpack, and I'm just really grateful for all of you. So please pause this video, grab some coffee and tea. Well, first, my name is Sarah. Welcome to my multi-dimensional cafe. It's really just you and me having coffee or tea, whatever it is that you'd like. And we kind of just chat about astrology, multidimensionality, leadership, personal growth and development. Sometimes we pull tarot around here, but my quest is to find and train the new leadership team for the Awakened New Earth. So we kind of learn a little bit about how to be the most authentic version of ourselves, utilize the energies of the planets and the stars, and use that in this world as the leaders of the new world. And we look different, all of us, regardless of time and space, whatever age we are, whatever job we're in. Some of us are very, very powerful leaders on this planet already, and we've awakened, and we're kind of ready to utilize this to not get out of the situation that we're in, but to move on up. So it's exciting. Thank you so much for being here. Please go grab a coffee or tea. I'm going to use my old Melbourne chip cup for the pause. This is when you pause and get your snacks. Okay. Awesome. So if you want to grab your journal, I'll give us the dates that this is happening, and then we'll go over the planets in the grid and what this means for all of us. And as the title of this video states, the authentic self, this is way more important than we think it is, and being our most authentic self. And in my Monday video for my Patreon community this week, it's the 6th as I record this, so the new moon that we're discussing is the 16th, but for the week of the 7th to the 13th in my private Patreon group, and the link for that is always below and in my about and descriptions and things like that. So if you'd like to join us, we kind of do all different things, but definitely go check that out. We have the longer rising sign videos, and we do weekly check-ins and stuff like that. So in the video, we're talking about authenticity, and we discussed how we're creating this new world with our thoughts, words, and actions. We're creating the 5D. And although we have blips of it every once in a while, sometimes we can just sink back into humaning, we sink back into our old patterns, our old addictive cycles. But I wanted us, the parable that came through was we're birthing, we're literally pregnant with this new world. So when we have that physical experience, we can't keep all the things that our normal human does in our lives. Pregnant person, doesn't do this, honors the sacredness of what they're birthing. So right now we're going through a lot of really healthy communications with people that we're kind of removing ourselves from. North Node and South Node transiting into, this is where the astrology blends into that. North Node in Aries is I am, our collective destiny, being our true self. And the South Node over here in Libra, that's in our house of relationships. So we're releasing old patterns of how we needed to fit into the old ways. And so that leadership video, and please go check out the Patreon group. I'm just so excited to be putting my whole self into all of my content. So I appreciate you being here or there, whichever way you come to the cafes. I'm so grateful for you. But it's really, speaking our truth and being our most authentic self is way more important than we think it is. And with all of this activity happening over here this is the general wheel, the 5th house, Leo, creativity, play, joy, romance, childlike spirits, kiddos if you want those. And the fact that Black Moon Lilith is conjunct by 1 degree this new moon, and we have Venus retrograde in this house, and Uranus is squaring the whole thing, there's even just a drop of fear, even just a drop of inauthenticness, of lie, of whatever it may be, it affects the whole soup. As someone who has that cilantro thing where cilantro tastes like soap. Literal cleaning supply soap, as if you opened up underneath the sink, poured it into the salad or on the tacos, and that's what it tastes like. And I can't, if you use a knife to cut cilantro and then use that same knife to cut a salad, I will taste that and it will literally taste like soap. And there's nothing I can do about that. So if there's just a little bit of cilantro in your authentic salad, it's not going to be what you want it to be. It's not going to taste like what you want it to taste like. The world that you're creating is going to have a seed of fear, a seed of inauthenticness. And so it might not fully make sense. That's something that we discussed in the video. That might not make sense to the person, the situation, whatever it may be, the friend group that, you're releasing and leaving right now, but you have to do it. We have to do it. It's the only way. And there's no sugarcoating it. I literally started to tear up in the video because of my human's own personal situation in this one. So that's all I have to say about that. But new moon, the dates. Since all that matters for wherever you are in the world is that we look at the exact moment that the sun and moon are conjunct in the sky together at the same place and the same time. So for Gloucester, Mass, Eastern Standard Time, this is happening on the 16th of August at 5:37 a.m. For the Gold Coast in Australia, this is happening on the 16th of August at 19:37. And for Central Standard Time, it's the 16th of August at 4:37 a.m. So find out, this is where we're going to be manifesting. Find out where this falls in your chart. For the general wheel, Leo falls in the 5th house, or Leo runs the 5th house. This is fixed, positive fire energy. This is run by the sun. So really all of us are having, whether Northern Hemisphere or Southern Hemisphere, we're just vibing right now. We're feeling great. We love the way we look. We love the way that we feel. Venus retrograde, please don't make any big changes right now. Venus retrograde, if you've gone back to your ex and if you've been having experiences because of this, hot girl summer, or, like we're all rugged up and we really just want a cuddle buddy type of a winter, don't hate up on yourself. Just know that even if it was yesterday, you're going to have this chat. Even if it was yesterday, you're going to have to be your most authentic self. And it's almost like, don't shock that ex, don't shock that person and pull the rug out from underneath them. Give them the space for you to be authentic and be like, hey, this might not make sense to you, but I got to go vibe. You got to vibe. We have been a vibe. It was a great vibe. And now we have to separate the vibe. But just honor how special this is. One of my favorite astrologers, Pam Gregory, she had called in her video, and please go watch. If you are into just the astrology, that is a fantastic channel to follow. I couldn't recommend her higher. In this cafe, we talk leadership, we go past lives, we do all sorts of different things, but she's very, very strict to the astrology and how it might be affecting everyone on the planet. So definitely go check her out, because she had quoted wild, instinctive feminine. That's the Lilith way. The reason the Black Moon Lilith being a part of this is really like, Black Moon Lilith is like the shunned woman, the wild woman. In myth, she was the wife of Adam, the first wife of Adam. I think they had a few kids, and she wanted to be herself. She'd be like, hey, can I climb on top? I kind of, let's do this and give me a voice and give me an experience and let me be sexual and let me be not just of you. And they were created of equal. And Adam was like, that's adorable. Absolutely not. She was shunned. Her children were created to be mortal, and she became this like untamable beast. And so when you unpack your own Lilith, because we all have Lilith in our chart, mine is in Cancer, in my 8th house of shared possessions, transformation, death, sex, rebirth. My Chiron's also in that house. I know. Thank you for your well wishes. I'm kidding. But so as I tame my Lilith, or not tame, as I let my Lilith out, that's my artistry, that's my creative expression, that's my body painting, and that's me understanding that although I've been sexualized as a kid and, the majority of my life, my body's not going to set things on fire anymore. We're okay. I can be my wild self. And if you cannot handle that, then I'm not the vibe for you. And that's amazing. That's amazing. That means that your vibe is somewhere else and you get to go find your vibe. And that's an adventure. That's a beautiful quest. We're all on a quest here. Ooh. So, and as I stated in my full moon video, there was an Aquarius. Please don't make any massive financial changes, any massive look changes, and try not to just sign something massive. Like, it's just, we have tons of planets retrograde. I have Pluto retrograde, Saturn retrograde, Neptune retrograde, Venus retrograde over here. The nodes always go backwards. Chiron is retrograde, and Mercury will eventually go retrograde next week in Virgo. That's over here, and that's in your house of everyday life and practical service. Mars is also in that house. So it's like, we have Venus retrograde. We have all this activity in Leo. We want to be having fun. We want to be enjoying ourselves. We want to be the vibe. Like, I'll speak to couples first, and then I'll speak to the singles. For couples, does the person that you're with match your values? Let me rephrase. What are your values? Everyone, married, partnered, single, whomever. What are your values? Venus retrograde in Leo. List them. 5 to 10 values. What are they? Does your current partner match those values? Are you working towards the same financial goals? Do you want kids and they don't want kids? Big conversations, big things, nodes, big things that maybe we've been sweeping under the rug. Maybe we've just been avoiding. Maybe we're just like, I know eventually I'm gonna have to deal with this, but I don't wanna deal with it right now because I'm just enjoying myself and I'd like to have somebody to hug. A dear friend of mine, we were chatting the other day, and she's like, I've been single for 5 fucking years. Like, I'm done. I'm ready. And she's finally in a space where she's not even entertaining subpar. Went on a date. Within a few moments, he started to do divine feminine stuff, and she's like, that's not attractive to me. That's not attractive to me at all. That might be attractive to someone else, but that's not attractive to me. Self-deprecation, like needing the mother wounds. We all have them. Father wounds, we all have them. But it is not the person across from you's problem. It's not their responsibility to clean it up. In any capacity. It's having admiration and idealization of the king or queen that's in front of you is incredibly powerful and important, but having a safe space to discuss these things, yes, equally as important. But, don't show up to a date just be like, how are you dealing with your traumas? How are you dealing with this? What do you bring to the table? It's like, what do you bring to the table? What are you most proud of about yourself? What brings your life passion? What do you value? Open with that. Be heart forward, Leo energy. Lead from the heart, lead from your most authentic self. And if they can't handle it, then that's fine. That's fine, but don't stop shining. The sun doesn't apologize for being so bright, nor does it dim its light just because some people will choose to stare right at it. They can go blind. That's a them decision, but don't worry about you. Keep shining. And keep being your most wild self. I think one of my favorite new things from 2022 to 2023 is like the bums out bathing suits. It's just like, I wore my first thong bathing suit to the beach the other day, and I just felt like Lilith. It felt beautiful. It felt amazing. Last year, only went to the beach once with a friend in the morning. And the year before that, I didn't even go to the beach. Only went to a pool. I went through some weird sexual traumas in 2020. So it's like, to be so comfortable and not even comfortable and confident for other people to view me, but like so in love with my avatar, Sarah, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you think of her. She's beautiful, bums out. It's so cute. It's just so cute. I love it. So the reason that I say, and that the title of this video, the authentic self, this is way more important than we think it is. It's really just because these planetary energies are not slowing down. This is an exciting time to be alive and conscious and aware, but what I find fascinating, Mercury is really happy in Virgo because Virgo is run by Mercury. This is mutable earth energy. So it's kind of like the Virgo, when you check your sources and you find new information, you adapt. It's negative energy, but you adapt because you know that it's best. Virgo will be the first person to say, like, I fucked up and now I know better. You suck too, but like, they're self-aware, self-deprecating, yeah, definitely, but like very, very self-aware. So Pluto retrograde in our house of legacy, public life, career, this is way bigger than us. When all these planets go direct, this is soul stuff. This is legacy. This is everyday life practical service. This is legacy. This is soul purpose. Last house, Saturn and Neptune retrograde. Neptune retrograde over here, that's taking the rose-colored glasses off. You know, I have a challenge for you. Take 5 minutes, or even, not even 5 minutes, maybe that's too much. Next time you're brushing your teeth in the morning or at night, I want you to stare back in your own eyes. See how you look away. So what is it you're avoiding? What conversation do you have to have? What are you not being your most authentic self in? Just look into the depths of your own soul and see what comes up. Mirror work is powerful stuff, and I would highly recommend doing some of this, whether it's brushing your teeth or not. If you're courageous enough just to sit in front of the mirror and look into your own eyes and look into your own soul, to be like, what am I avoiding? What am I missing? What's going on here? Take some time this week. I'm going to post this week, and because the new moon's on the 16th, so I'd love for you just to spend some time really looking at what is my full Lilith, creative, expressive self. There's a big video series that I'm going to be putting together, a channel that started to come through, and it's really, where is it? I'm looking at so many notebooks. Yeah, the emasculation of the masculine and the roaring anger of the feminine. There's the twisting up that happened to the masculine, and the twisting up and the smashing down of the feminine is now just coming to be where those redwood seeds that we've been planting since January for our new moons, they're starting to sprout. And you can't stop the growth of our full authentic self. You can't stop the Lilith. You can't stop the divine beings. You can't stop divinity. You can't stop astrology. You can't stop the ascension. At all. But find where Lilith is in your chart. What house it's in. Comment below. Let us know, where is your Lilith? Like I said, mine is up here. It's in the sign of Cancer. This house is run by Gemini for me, but it's in the sign of Cancer. Transformation, death, and rebirth. Shared possessions. Sexuality. So yeah, went through sexual trauma in 2020. I was almost homeless in 2020 because of it. And I've, enjoyed working hard to create this cafe, this home, this life for precious Sarah. It's a beautiful thing. But that's another thing. Uranus is in the room. So how do I describe this? The sun and the moon square to Uranus. When we think of a square, it's like when two cars come to an intersection and one's got to move to let the other go. So it's kind of a little bit of like something doesn't feel like it's fitting just right. And Uranus and Taurus, this is our collective awakening. This is lightning bolt energy. This is like things happening quickly or in a year. Then Uranus in our house of money and access to resources, and like this axis over here, second house is like what we put into the box when we move, and the eighth house is the shared possessions, like the house that we move it into, and like the mortgage, those types of things. This is kind of like the lions and tigers and bears. It's run by Scorpio up here. So we also have Jupiter in this house. So Jupiter is wanting to bless us, wanting to give us the things that we desire, wanting to give us extra money, more zeros after that. And with Uranus trying to talk to us over here saying, you got to awaken. I know we're in Taurus energy, chugga chugga. I know we like this fixed negative earth. It's the Eeyore energy. I know that we want to go to slow pace. And I know that for so many light workers, for so long, we're like, the white hats are going to come in and save us. The aliens are going to come in and save us. My future partner is going to come in and save me. Something's going to drop from the sky. No, we are our own saviors. And by saving ourselves, vibrationally, we create the things happening. But if you sit at home and wait for it to happen, it's not going to happen. If you sit at home and wait for your future partner to just show up at the door, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You got to go for a walk at least. Go to a cafe, hang out, go to a bar. Even if you don't drink, sit at the bar, order a Pellegrino. I know it is awkward talking to your spouse about values. Talking to your spouse, say, hey, I know that we've been together for so long, but I really value time and financial freedom. And I know that you still believe in the 9 to 5, and that's beautiful and that's amazing. And you always make fun of me for wanting millions, and you always make fun of me for having my vision boards, and that kind of has affected me. And I know that we've had all these values for so long, but I think it's time that we take some action steps away from each other. I know that's a tough chat. And in the Patreon group, we go into, like, I understand how powerful this is. And it's lifetimes over, these trauma bonds and these past life bonds. This is generational, this is ancestral, this is like, there's so much in that Monday video. So I just would love to just plant that seed again, that I'm really like, I love the private cafe and I love you. Very, very different space. I don't want to take one from the other. So I just wanted to let that simmer. But with these retrogrades over here, Saturn and Neptune and Pisces, and there's a whole video that I did about mental health is no fucking joke right now, and we're going down the railroad tracks of like, and I know that for so many light workers and leaders and entrepreneurs and business owners and heads of family, we're like, there's a massive mental health crisis that's building and nobody's paying attention to it. No, everybody knows that it's there. I'm sorry, I believe this in my heart of hearts, that when people look in the mirror, they're like, I know I got something really big inside of me that is roaring, that needs to come out. That's my Lilith, that's my creativity, that's my this, whatever it may be. And I'm just not letting it out. I'm just humaning. Oh yeah, something's gonna happen. Yeah, I know something's gonna happen, but you are the something. You being authentic is the thing. The most authentic, the most powerful thing that you could do to change this world is change your fucking self. And keep showing up. And keep being strange. And keep being unique. And keep being a weirdo. I see you. Like, keep on keeping on. And just, because you're going to find someone like me that sees you and is like, you're a fucking god. You're a queen and a king. And I love seeing you shine. I want you brighter. I want you bigger. I want us being literally poking holes into the matrix reality, shining up to the gods and the stars saying, I trust you. And I'm here. And I'm on this planet. I'm stuck in this matrix. So let's change it. Let's change it. It's time. It's time. And so, what else did I write down? Yeah, Pluto is still squared the nodes for this one. So Pluto, again, squaring the north node and the south node. So it's like Pluto in Cap, the retrograde in Cap. Think of what's been going on since 2008 for you until now. Any of those patterns, any of those old things, any of like the childhood, adolescent ways. I know, I don't care how old you are, but it's time to take responsibility for yourself. That's another, it was, the channel Lazarus, the Lazarus material, like an incredible, powerful, divine friend that has been available since the 70s and has been a protector, or not a protector, but like a source of healing for me since I was a girl. And there was a powerful, activity that is also a mirror work. It's also a mirror work thing to do, which is, I want you to sit down in front of the mirror, and you're not allowed to get up until you acknowledge that you're an adult and that you are responsible for your life. and it's not what has happened to you. It's not who has hurt you. It's not the situations. It's not the financial. It's not any of that. I'm just an adult, and I'm responsible for my life. I'm responsible for my finances. I'm responsible for my home, my family, my job, my bills, my taxes, my, garden, the area of the world that I told Mother Gaia that I would take care of. I'm responsible for this pocket of the world. Cancer stuff. And just, it's like a version of an ego death, what I'm describing. It's as if, when you see those like anxiety videos or depression videos where you turn on the lights and like the whole house is covered in like takeaway boxes and there's dust everywhere and there's shit everywhere, and you're just like, okay, I got to start somewhere. Don't get too scared of the mountain to not take a step. Don't get too scared, Venus retrograde, of the conversation to have with your current, whatever the thing is that's 8 out of 10, even 9 out of 10. There's something that's telling you this can't be. And so I would like you to honor that in the mirror first and just acknowledge it and just label it, find out what it is. And there's like, it's, and I know some of you can understand this, that sometimes it's hard to articulate the vision that you're seeing. There's very little actual like manifesting I feel like we're going to be doing for this new moon. I just feel like the videos for the rising signs, it's going to be a little bit more full authenticity. It's being instead of asking outside for. It's, this is sun energy. This is ego energy. This is North Node in Aries. I am. So even if we don't want to go into the astrology, don't want to go into the rising sign videos, that's totally okie dokie. This is like, where are you the lion pretending to be a duck? Where are you the lion pretending to be a mouse? Where are you a lion pretending to be a monkey? Just because you were raised by a different species, you're a light worker, starseed, a king, queen, raised by humans, and now you're coming into your divinity and you're trying to tell them that they're also kings and queens, but they're not listening to you. So you just have to be the king or queen. And I feel like we're just going to be doing more declarations of, I'm so safe to express myself. I'm so safe to play. I'm so safe to have fun, to be creative. I'm worthy of romance. These are just big, blanket, massive, broad brushstroke statements that we're making here. And that's what we're going to be working on, because this affects Mercury and Mars in our everyday life. That affects Jupiter, like being able to bless us with more money. That's the South Node gently removing the people that don't belong in our lives. And the North Node in Aries, I just feel like these conversations, if you're feeling this feeling and there's a bell going off with this person, there's a bell going off for them as well. Because everything is energy, everything is equal. So if you are someone's 10 out of 10, then they're your 10 out of 10. There's no possible way for you to be for that person to be your 7 out of 10 and for you to be their 11 out of 10. Like that's just, that's addiction. That's, misplaced emotional maturity. That's displacement within the mother or father wounds. It's not possible. That's more like idealization or obsession than it is equal partnerships. We're coming into partnerships right now, North Node in Aries. I am independent and I am sharing my time with you. You do not complete me. I am complete, I am whole, and I actively want to share this wholeness with you. You're a component of my life, but you don't complete my life. And there's such balance within the North Node in Aries, and with Venus retrograde, I just feel like I back in the day when Sarah was super, super queer, and now I'm very divine feminine and excited to finally meet my divine masculine partner in this world. But there was a time that I was very polyamorous. I was in a quad relationship. There are very healthy ways to have unconventional relationships, and definitely North Node and Aries is going to be showcasing that, because going from friends to partners back to friends again is very possible with respect and open and honest communication. It's so possible to do. The love doesn't go away. We just have to honor it in a different way with healthy and safe boundaries. To say when we're like this, we're not our most authentic selves, but when we're like this, it really works. And I love that. And you love that too. And it doesn't have to be like, get out of my life. I can't see you. There's this story. I don't know I think it might have been Buddhist, I'm not really sure, but there's this monk that it was up in the mountains, and everyone revered him, and he would just meditate all day long. He was peaceful. He was a, maybe guru, labeled as a guru, and he just lived peacefully under the trees and in the mountains, and people would come to him for advice and yada yada. And one day he finally said, I'm ready to go into town. I'm ready to come down onto the mountain into town and see the people, visit them. And within a few minutes of getting down there, he's pissed. He's like, there's traffic, there's sickness, there's disease, there's people shouting, I can't hear anything. And he's pissed off, and he's getting all sorts of shake, rattle, and rolled. And then he finally goes back up to the mountains. He's like, maybe I'm not a fucking guru. Maybe I'm not as enlightened as I think. And it was a fascinating parable, because it's possible to be your most authentic self, and I don't even know where that came from or why I shared that, but I lost my train of thought a little. I really love that tale. It's possible for us to find balance with the people that we enjoy and with the people that we appreciate, even if it's an ex, even if it's a situationship, even if it's a job that isn't our most authentic job. Find peace within it, and don't go in there and get yourself fired. I'll talk about professional in this situation where we're stepping into our most authentic self. We are nourishing our Lilith and really going into a space where our everyday life we want to change. When we say and declare on this new moon, I'm safe to express myself, I have time freedom, I have financial freedom, God, please bless me with financial protection and abundance, and surround me in divine white light as I make transitory moves, as I remove myself from situations or jobs or partnerships that don't serve me, friend groups, because when Pluto goes back into Aquarius for the next 20 years at the end of 2024, our communities are going to just expand and change in ways that we can't fully fathom and imagine, because we are changing in ways that we cannot fully fathom and imagine. So as we make these changes, and as we accept the most authentic version of ourselves, and then we look at what we do on a regular basis, and we're like, well, that doesn't match my goals. That doesn't match what I'm working towards. That doesn't match my community. Sinking into the grace and gratitude of that profession, of that job, and say, I'm so grateful. This gave me the financial freedom that I needed to be able to have these safe meditations, to be able to acknowledge what it is that I want, and to maybe do some research into a time or space that kind of suits me and suits my needs. And then after the new moon, once we plant these seeds and we kind of send the letter off to the universe, that's when we'll get little gold nuggets. That's when we get oh, this place is open on Main Street. I never even noticed that. They're hiring? Oh my God. I've been walking past this. I really love this place. I don't even remember this being here. That's kind of cool. Or you get something in the mail that you didn't expect. You get, little things that, again, I know I'd said, things aren't going to fall from the sky. It's when you make the declarations and when you take the leap of faith, Indiana Jones, off of the little thing to the abyss. That's you making the step. That's you declaring. Our words are our spells. It's not called spelling for no reason. When you declare it, That's how the world changes. So being authentic, even if it's just little tweaks, little things. You're the puppet master, you're the director over here, honey. So little tweaks, not big changes, not shaving your head, not getting married, not doing any of those things. Try not to, Mercury is going to be retrograde. So just don't make huge professional decisions right now. If you can prevent it. We're changing from the inside out, and by doing that, something new pops up in our outer. I'm literally just channeling this for all of you. It's from within, and that might not make sense. It doesn't even make sense to my human. My human is like, fucking, what are you talking about? But let the vibration come from within. You are the white hat. You are the one that just changes from the inside. It like seeps through your pores. Yeah, you are the magic. I think that's it. That's it. I love you so much. Thank you for being here with me. Again, my name is Sarah. I am a healer, spiritual counselor. I'm your alien friend, Reiki practitioner, starseed, light worker, whatever you want to call me. That's so okie dokie. Thank you so much for being here. Please like this video if you enjoy it. Please subscribe to the channel, and please comment below. Please share this with someone that you think might really appreciate this information, or who might feel so alone within their world and just kind of like, why do I feel like the only odd one in a group of human beings? You're not alone. You're welcome here at the cafe. I love you so much. I'll see you in the individual rising sign videos. You can always watch them for your sun and moon sign. I always watch all three for my big three, and you can watch for a friend of yours, for people, for the United States, I know, is a Sag rising, so that's a good one to watch for the Sag rising video. Or if you want to go off the general wheel, just watch the Aries video. That'll be the first one. So let me know if you have any questions, and my email address is always below to book a private session. Ciao, darling.